Hi, I'm Leroy, coach and physio at Training Day Gym Clayton. Today we're going to go through my 3-part shoulder injury prevention and maintenance series, with the goal being of using this as a complement to your additional training that you're doing to try and keep your shoulders happy and healthy so you can train harder and for longer. My 3-part series aims to try and improve the strength and endurance through your rotator cuff muscles, as well as through some of the muscles that support rotator cuff function. In addition to this, we're going to put the shoulder in some relatively provocative positions and ask the shoulder to be strong and stable in those positions so that then when you do that in your own training, your shoulder has no issues. Let's get into it. The first part of our shoulder series is a lateral raise. Now, I see a lot of people doing lateral raises in the gym already, and we're going to go through a few tips and a few details as to how you can take your lateral raises to the next level. With the lateral raise, I really like it from a deltoid, but also from a supraspinatus activation point of view, with supraspinatus being one of our important rotator cuff muscles. On top of that, because we're holding the weight out quite far from our body, it does put quite a fair amount of stress in through the shoulder. So although the weights might be light, you are actually asking your shoulder to stabilise and be strong with even relatively small weights. One of the common mistakes I see with people doing the lateral raises is they try to use the momentum of the rest of their body to try and lift the weight rather than just their shoulder. So you see something like this, where they're really swinging their body to try and get the weights up. Now, not only is that using the momentum of your body, such that then you're not using your shoulder muscles as much, but it also becomes a much quicker movement and you don't get the muscles working for very long either. It becomes a very short, sharp, quick contraction of the muscle. So I like to slow it down when I'm doing these or giving these out to my clients. Another issue that I see is range, where people either go backwards a bit too far or they go up a little bit too high. As soon as we leave that range and go too far backwards or too high, again, we're not working through the muscles that we want to work through. And the final mistake I see is hand position, or people are just not really thinking about hand position. When I do these, I like to have my hands facing forwards as opposed to some people who have their hands facing backwards. Backwards can put the shoulder in a bit of a pinchy position, whereas hands facing forwards helps to really recruit through some of our rotator cuff muscles a little better. So when I'm doing them, I like to sit up nice and tall, shoulders squeezed back, chest stuck out. I like to start the movement with my hands away from my side. That way, in this position, we're getting optimal rotator cuff recruitment, plus obviously increased time under tension through our muscles. We want to slowly raise up to about horizontal if you can comfortably, and then relaxing back down to that starting position. So from here up to horizontal and back down. And I really like working slowly through this range because it will bias that supraspinatus muscle of our rotator cuff, plus also working our deltoid and guaranteeing that we're getting adequate time under tension through each muscle group there, such that hopefully we get the adaptation that we want, either strength or endurance, depending on the weight and depending on the number of sets and reps that we are doing. So that was part 1 of our shoulder series, the lateral raise. Hopefully you learned a thing or two from that video. Hopefully that helps you with your own training. Stay tuned, part 2 and part 3 coming up soon.